Hello, Uppity Unicorn here. So really quickly, I want to talk about Ken's clapback because it probably did a lot more than he thought it would do. First of all, rude, whoever he called ugly. That's a lot, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm going really fast, so let me start here. So Ken and Trisha get into an argument, get into a disagreement because he feels like he's being made to look stupid on the show. Accurate. He absolutely looks cucked. He absolutely looks like a simp on the show. So him and Trisha, they 11 Maritimes okay. They get into it. He leaves for a few days. He says in his interview with Carlos and Elaine that normally he does not leave. He just goes to his car or something. But this time he went out of town and he stayed in a hotel for 3 days to get away from Trisha and what was going on. He said it's hard to hold Trisha accountable because she has so much trauma from her soon-to-be ex-husband because he blamed her for everything and accused her of so many things. And you guys know what that's like, right? Like usually when a man is accusing you of cheating and all this other stuff, it's because he's doing it, right? The ex-husband is Marquise, the wannabe fiance is Ken, and the woman in the middle of this love triangle is Trisha, okay? The fit chick, the one with all the muscles. Ken clapped back, and first of all, he called someone ugly. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I didn't think Ken was attractive. Apparently, he lost weight over this whole disagreement with Trisha. He loves this woman, okay? He loves this woman. He lost weight, and when I saw the pictures of him, I was like, oh, now those facial features are coming through. Now, I think he looks better, okay? I think he looks better without... the muscles are great, but all that bulky bulk, like I'm about to compete in a competition, when he loses that, you get to see more of his actual, I don't know, he just looks crowded with all the muscles, like many bodybuilders do. And so now, like, more of his facial features have shown up, and I think that he looks better than when he first got on the show. However, Trisha has stressed him out. She has stressed him into being better looking. That being said, and I'm not saying he was bad looking before, I just didn't find him attractive. Unlike that, don't come for me. I'm that way. I normally have to hear a person speak before I find them attractive, and that is actually very pertinent to this conversation because Ken clapped back, and he did his clap back better than any husband on the show ever has. Better than Lou, better than Maurice, better than Marceau, better than Martel. Martel claps back like he's one of the world's child. And it's really not attractive, but the way Ken did it was very attractive. Now, I have to state, whatever woman he called ugly, he needs to apologize to. He needs to apologize. In my personal opinion, whoever he called ugly, even if he didn't mean it that way, find the person, apologize, get back on Facebook, find the thread, hit reply, apologize. But with that being said, his clapbacks have been so eloquent, have been so direct, have been so sass-free. Like, he's not a sassy boy. Like, it's giving very much strong silent type, but if I have to say something, I will. Ken revealed in this whole clapback and then this whole interview with Elaine and Carlos why he's attractive. Because for a while, like, I was just kind of dumbfounded. I couldn't really see it. I'm just like, not my thing. Bodybuilder muscles have never been my thing, okay? Maybe football player muscles or basketball player muscles, but bodybuilder muscles, all that bulk has never truly been my thing. But when he started to talk, I'm just like, no wonder these housewives are in his DMs. And Trisha, you in danger, girl. I hope that man, I don't hope, I feel that he loves Trisha, and that is why she can make a fool of him on that show. That is why she can have him out here looking cuffed by Martel. That is why he's willing to play the fool. If you've ever been really in love, you know that you've been willing to play the fool for someone. But the way that he carried himself in those clapbacks, calling whatever woman it was ugly aside, okay? We're gonna move that as a total aside and just focus on his eloquence, his diction, word choice, the way that he puts his sentences together, and the vulnerability that he had. Okay, the vulnerability in that interview where, Carlos's mind was blown because he's constantly dealing with the Scott brothers, who no vulnerability, no honesty. They dance around questions. They do the Macarena anytime, they have something to explain. And Kim was just like, no, real deal, I was frustrated. I left the home. I normally don't leave. Look, I love this woman. I know who this woman is, and I know how hard it is for her to communicate. Communication with Trisha is difficult because, she's got baggage from her last relationship, and he treated her thus and so, and that triggers her. But the emotional intelligence that he has to have to be able to say that, to use those words, that it triggers her, this kind of trauma, this kind of baggage, this kind of communication, this kind of whatever. Do you know how many housewives have been looking for that? For a man to, like if you look at, it's a huge contrast between Ken and Moses, the way they speak on their women. Because Moses hasn't learned yet. I think it was Diana Rose who said it. Hi, Diana. Hi, Sloan. How to speak up on his wife or speak over his wife. So it's not over her, like talk over her, but like defend her in conversations, and to make it clear that she is this that, like Sunny does an excellent, a masterful job of speaking up over Moses, like, oh, you named your business. Look, we are going to name a number of LLCs. This justice law logistics, this is only one LLC of many. So yes, he has that, but this is what's in the works, and that is my husband. Okay, she does a good job of cleaning up his messes in front of the people when they come for the relationship, right? Moses doesn't. And the more you let Moses talk, the more it's like you need to powwow with Sunny and be on one accord. Whereas with Ken, the roles are completely reversed with Ken and Trisha. Trisha does a bad job communicating on behalf of their relationship, right? Because both couples have had to get on the show and defend their union, right? They've both had to be, it's like Moses and Sunny had to defend themselves, based on timelines, and was he with Destiny? Was he with you? Were you two-timing? Did you go behind her back? Were you a side chick? Weren't you a side chick? Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I'm the wife, right? Sunny did that. And Moses kind of juggles, just, I'm having a meeting with Destiny. I forgot my ring. Right? Roles reversed with Ken and Trish. Ken is like, that's my woman. I know who she is. I know what she's like. And so he didn't leave her to leave her. He didn't leave her to threaten her with, we're breaking up. He left her because he's just like, I reach a point with you where your communication fails and I have to be patient with you. But because we're on TV and I feel humiliated, I'm really gonna, he said, I lost my temper and I just had to step away because I'm not gonna treat her like that. Do you know what that must have done to the housewives watching? If Trisha is not careful, that man is gonna end up on Real Housewives of Atlanta. If she is not careful, because I know Sheree is somewhere sniffing around Ken, trying to see what that relationship is really doing and really made of. But I think Ken is more convinced about Trisha than Trisha is convinced about Ken. And even though I have had my moments where I'm just like, if you don't go get with Glam Rocks, like Ken, if you don't just go on and go be appreciated. I do stand a woman who is with a man who loves her more than she loves him, because when you love the man more, you are the chaser and he is the runner. You are pursuing and you are the pursuer and not the pursued, and that can lead to a nasty dynamic for a woman just because of the way the genders and patriarchy is set up. But when the man is, girl, I love you, it's like no matter what you do. So like there's a stability there. Like he's not going, where is he going? You gonna take whose man from where? From who? There is stability in that. And that is healthy for a woman. That is healthy for a woman's ego, for her soul, especially a woman who has come out of a narcissistic relationship. Which just 2 or 3 conversations with Marquise, listening to that man talk, he gives me covert / vulnerable narcissist. Like, he doesn't give me the kind of guy who's gonna like be upside your head stomping you out, but he gives me the kind of guy who is like avoidant attachment. Like, you can't really have a disagreement with him. You can't really voice how you feel, because if you do, it's like, oh, it's an argument and I don't want to argue, I'm out of here. And it's just like, we have to talk through this issue. Not every expression is an argument. Not every disappointment, not every thought shared is an argument, you know. But he gives me that kind of vibe, and it makes reconciliation impossible for these people. When people cannot sit with you through the issue, it makes reconciliation impossible. And Ken communicates his ass off, and I'm telling you now, that is very, very attractive to the ladies. I mean, this whole time I have been seeing Ken on the show, and I'm like, and then when he had that interview with Elaine and Carlos, and he kept it all the way real, and he was vulnerable, and he was honest, and he was sincere, and he was authentic, and all these things we have begged these men on the show, these core 6 men, for damn near like half a decade or something. He did it all flawlessly. Blew Carlos's mind, because he wasn't expecting to get that kind of communication out of a man. He's out of a traditional man, but it's like Ken is the genuine article. So Martel acts like he's one of the girls, because he probably is. Marcel argues like he's one of the girls, and Maurice is somewhere in the middle. Ken, it's like, you guys remember that Cat Williams joke? It was about a car, and it was something about a certain car that looks like a phantom. It's like, oh yeah, my such and such car, yeah, it looked just like a phantom. And Cat Williams was like, it looks like a phantom until a phantom pulls up. So Marceau and Maurice and these Martels, oh, we're traditional men. You look like a traditional man until one pulls up, and one has arrived, and his name is Ken, dark-skinned Ken. And Trisha, play your cards right, girl, because there has to be something broken inside of you to want Martel more than a man like Ken. And I'm not saying she does, but I'm saying that's the energy she gives, right? When she's got the most on camera, on screen energy with Martel of all the cast. And so there's a reason, you know, for Ken to be upset and for him to be offended, and whatever to have happened between them happened. But it's like the fact that he was even able to stand on that, it's like, you really are a man. You really are a man. Like, you've really earned your manhood. Like, you're able to be 10 toes on what your situation is and not be broken about it and humiliated. You know, if either one of the Scott boys like admitted their issues, they'd be crushed. The reason they lie and they put on so much is because they can't handle it. They can't handle looking like there's trouble in paradise. They can't handle looking like they've done something wrong. But Ken is like, yeah, so this is what happened. I left and I did this. I said this. Trisha is awful at communication. She's good at this. This is why I love her. This is why I'm with her. This is why I want to marry her. Awful at communication. And so she got me to a point where I'm just like, I'm really upset. I had to get out of there. But even the fact that he was just, the way the words came together, there was so much divine masculine energy in that. There was so much divine, and like I said, he absolutely unequivocally messed up with whoever he was clapping back to and called ugly. Because I was watching Empress Radio and she read through the thread, and I'm just like, whatever that person said did not necessitate being called ugly, right? I don't know. I have a thing against calling people ugly. Like, if I call you ugly, I'm talking about your personality or whatever you did to me. You sent me to absolute hell. Whatever you did to me, you sent me to absolute hell, and I came up with a pitchfork. But I feel like that should be a last resort, especially when it's a man talking to a woman, especially if that is an elderly woman. You can call her an old bat, an old hag, blah, blah, blah. These are still insults and they do still sting. But that ugly is to the bone. What do they say? Beauty is skin deep, but ugly is to the bone. Pretty hurts, but ugly hurts worse. Okay. So, as an aside from that, he did the damn thing. He defended Trish in the way that all these women on TV want to be defended. He held her down in the way that all these women want to be held down, even in the way Mel wanted to be held down. Part of the reason she had to let go of Martell is because he wouldn't protect her. It's like, you let these people come for me. You let this Ariane come for me. You let her call your phone and talk to me crazy, and she's on speaker and you can hear her, and there nothing in you said, don't talk to my wife like that, blah, blah, blah. I had to give you the instruction to do that, and then you did it after the fact. Ken ain't no after the fact ass Negro. He's like, not too much on my woman, just so we're very clear. Just so we're very clear. And we have watched him do the thing where I'm well-mannered, but I tell you what, because I'm similar, okay? I do the thing where I'm like, oh, okay, oh, sure, I get it. It was a misunderstanding. And then after them two cheeks is turned, and it ain't no more, it's like, well, where did this come from? Who knew that was up under there? I got a feeling there's not going to be a whole lot more trying of Ken. I got a feeling. So, I know that some of us as women have been offended by this whole ugly thing, but as an aside from the ugly, do you understand what I'm trying to say here? About the clapback, about the way that he defended Trish in the eloquent way he did it? Because so many men, grown men, they do a bad job of putting sentences together. They have a really weak command of syntax. Like, they just talk like they're texting, you know, like they're texting. But he sat there like a college professor. And I don't know about you, but forgive me, I didn't expect that out of a truck driver. I didn't expect it. Like, my name is already uppity. I didn't expect it, okay? I'm sorry. But I was pleasantly surprised by the way that he carried himself and by the things that he chose to say, and that he chose such authenticity. Like, part of the reason the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville gets on our nerves is because they are allergic to authenticity. They are allergic to all the things that make reality TV reality TV. If you think of all of the real reality TV shows that really got to the heart of you, people were living their real lives, and these people are, you know, they're like prefabricated, kind of like, King kept it very, very real, and that was very, very refreshing. And I do not doubt him when he says there are housewives in his DMs. Trisha, you in danger, girl.